I'm High Heel Knight. Welcome to my channel. This is my review for the 6th episode of Star Wars The Mandalorian. As always, there are spoilers throughout this video. This is the way. So starting off with what I enjoyed about the episode, I definitely want to talk about how the Mandalorian once again is shown to be fully competent on his own. He's taking down security droids, he's taking down all the bad guys, he even saves baby Yoda at the end instead of Yoda saving him. So I really enjoy that once again we get to see the Mandalorian being the tough guy that his reputation implies. And another thing I love was this cavalcade of scoundrels. They look interesting, they sound interesting, their interplay is interesting, and they all survive, well, except for that droid pilot, but you know, you can always make another droid. But the humanoid antagonists all survive, so hopefully they'll come back in a future season, because all those characters were really cool and interesting. I love Mayfield when he said, "I wasn't a stormtrooper," you know. So that was really, really cool. Another thing I loved was the new droids that we saw, those security droids and the prison droids. The security droids seem to be designed off of the hunter-killer droids from the Star Wars Knights of the Republic video game. And if you've ever played that video game, you know that HK-47 is a really cool, wonderful character. So seeing that design being used in this episode was really, really cool. And I also want to talk about the music of this show. I don't really think I've talked about the music before, but the music of this show is so fantastic. All of it is wonderful. Maybe I'll get the score when this series is over by the score, because it's all fantastic. And the theme song, whenever the credits roll, I always listen to the theme song. I don't skip to whatever the next program is on Disney Plus, because that theme song is just so smooth and cool and wonderful. Now on the negatives, I only really have one negative. I don't really like that the New Republic starfighters started shooting up that guy's base, because that's where the signal was coming from. Now in real life, there are probably facilities in which you know, if a panic button is pressed, then the Army or the Marines or the Navy or whoever will just come in guns blazing. But here in this fantasy, you know, galaxy, there are still essentially good guys and bad guys, and I feel that the good guys would at least establish communication, or try to establish communication before they just start going shoot, 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 or because, oh well, there just happens to be a starfighter being launched, so just start shoot, 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 you know, especially since that facility wasn't the New Republic's prison ship. If it was the New Republic prison ship, this is Republic's own property and their own prisoners, but that was just some other dude's place, and they just start shooting it up. And you gotta imagine that even though it's a miniature hive of scum and villainy, there are probably some folks on there that just working the job. One of my favorite things from the Austin Powers film, there's a deleted scene where you learn that one of the workers for Dr. Evil, he's just this nice family guy, he's just this nice security man, he's a wonderful person that winds up getting killed. So I gotta imagine that in this, you know, base of all these scoundrels, there's probably just a couple of people who are just doing a job, and next thing you know, they're getting shot at. So I didn't really like the idea that the New Republic good guys just start shooting up a place because that's where the signal just happens to be from. So as far as my verdict, I definitely enjoyed this episode very much. Even though the story doesn't progress much, as I mentioned in previous videos, the lore expands, the character relationship expands, we get new locations, new characters, new droids, new action set pieces. So, you know, even though the story doesn't progress, there is a lot of progression otherwise. So that's why I definitely enjoyed this episode very much, and I give the episode the super cool positive emoji. Okay, thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to share whatever comments you like in the comment section. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, or dislike, share, and subscribe. Once again, I'm High Heel Knight. Thank you for watching, and remember, find inspiration everywhere.